Today I'm reviewing the Zikman Audio Rhine IEM upgrade cable. This is a pure copper cable, special kind of copper, and special cable in general. Let's get it. What's cracking, audio fans? It's David here from Prime Audio Reviews. I like the box that this Rhine cable comes in. You can see we've got some kind of a castle there and the river here. The river is the Rhine, which is where the name comes from. I believe it is the second largest river in Europe. Bit of trivia for you there. But yeah, I like the presentation of the box. I'll show you what it looks like inside. Of course, normally the cable would be in there. There's also this little screwdriver. Just keep that in mind because I'll mention that in a moment when I show you the cable. But in this video, I will mainly be doing, this is mainly an objective review, a physical review of the cable. If you want to hear my more subjective sound opinions, check out the written article. There'll be a link in the description. I will briefly cover the sound qualities of this cable later on as well. But yeah, the full breakdown will be in the written review, but check it out. There it is. So the price of the Rhine here is 329 euros, which at the moment is approximately 375 US dollars. Now this is a 7N OCC cable, that is an Ono continuous cast cable. And if you don't know what 7N means, it's basically the highest purity pure copper that you'll find in any audiophile cable. Now, Zikman Audio, by the way, is a boutique cable brand founded by Andre Zikman, and his family has roots in radio engineering. And the cables are actually designed in Austria. Most of the components are imported from Germany, and then the cables are handcrafted in Lithuania. How about that? And they haven't been around for very long. This is their first batch of cables that they've released. There are several models. You can check them out on the website. But today I'm only talking about the Rhine here. So externally, this is what the cable looks like. It's got this matte black soft touch polyurethane sheath, which actually feels really nice in the hand. Not only that, but this cable in general handles really nicely. It just drapes beautifully. It is the perfect mix of sort of thickness and suppleness. You can see it just sits exactly how you want it to, and that's how it works when you're actually wearing it and using it too. It just handles beautifully. Now let's talk about the rest of the external hardware real quick. The connectors here, there are a bunch of connectors available. You can choose them at purchase on the website. And unlike most conventional connectors, these do not have the sort of traditional L and R or left and right markings. What they've done is they've put this sort of tactile bump on the right connector. So it's always very easy to find. Even in low light scenarios, you don't have to fumble around looking for a window or a light to hold it up to find out which is left and right. It's a similar thing to what Meze Audio does with their headphone cables, but they put their one on the left. Then we've got these ear hooks, which supposedly the manufacturers spent a lot of time sort of testing different types of tubing until they came up with this one, which is the perfect balance of sort of suppleness and rigidity. And I think they chose really well because these, in terms of ear hooks, these are super comfortable. You don't even feel them on your ears. And you've probably already noticed the Ysplitter here. It is somewhat large. Some people might find it a bit bulky, but it is lightweight. It's lightweight aluminium. They chose aluminium instead of like stainless steel, just to keep the weight of the cable down. There is no chin slider on this cable, but that was actually a conscious decision, a deliberate decision they made. And the reason being that Andre wanted to maintain the visual sort of balance of the cable. He's not only about the high quality audio, but he also wanted to make something, you know, that's somewhat similar to a piece of art. And he had a specific vision for how his cable should look, thus the decision not to add a chin slider. I never use chin sliders myself anyway, personally. Some people might miss it, but... And then finally, we've got the termination or the plug. And this is not modular, by the way. Actually, before I get onto that, I have to mention that the connectors are modular. There is a tiny little screw in each side. You can see it there. And that's what the tool in the box is for that I showed you just before. You can unscrew that and you can swap these 2-pin connectors out, or whichever ones you have, for the other types of connectors, you know, MMCX or whatever. So that's pretty cool, adds some versatility. However, the termination or the plug is not modular. It is fixed, and this is a rhodium plated termination, and it's available in the, you know, typical 4.4 millimeter balanced, which I have here, and 3.5 millimeter single ended. So let me just wrap it up nice and neat again. And we'll talk about, well, I will talk about, and hopefully you will listen, talk about the internal. So 7N copper, extremely high quality, high purity copper, and it uses 2 densely packed 130 strand conductors for the positive and 2 for the negative. So that makes a total of 1,040 individually insulated monocrystalline copper strands. Yeah, 1,040 just in there. So it's quite impressive that they've managed to keep the cable this thin. By the way, I've just pulled up the information about which other connectors are available. So you've got 2-pin, you've got MMCX, Pentacon ear, QDC, and IPX, and all of these connectors are gold plated. So just in terms of pure materials alone, you're actually getting a lot for your money. If you are into the cable world, if you've looked into it even, you are probably aware that some cables can go into the thousands of dollars. So considering this is 7N pure copper and the rhodium plated plug and just the beautiful sheath on here and the way it handles and everything, you know, $350, $370 is actually quite reasonable for what you're getting here physically. And of course, I tested it with a whole bunch of different earphones, including my Spiral Ears SE6 Nebula Custom, obviously, and love these, by the way. And the DD Hi-Fi Surface, I took it out with these today, and I've tested it with another bunch of other stuff like the Kiwi Ears Astral, the Zigat Arcanus, the list goes on. Tried it with a whole bunch of stuff, and yeah, I've been really enjoying using this as a daily driver. So physically, it is just fantastic. I love it. Let's now talk about the audio. And, you know, cables aren't exactly tone shapers. They're not in the same way as IEMs or DACs are, but this Rhine cable, I think, does have a clear sonic character. It's one that I really appreciate. Now, according to Andre, the founder of Zikman Audio, this tuning is a result of extensive experimentation with Litz structured copper, which is the structure of the braiding and the weaving of the wires. And the goal of the Rhine here was to make a sound that's rich and full-bodied and emotionally expressive, but without dulling the detail or collapsing the soundstage. And I think they've done that perfectly with this cable. You know, I was thinking about the way I see it. It's like if you go outside on a sunny day and everything's a bit bright, and you put on a pair of sunglasses, and you don't really lose any of the detail. You can still see everything, but it just takes some of that glare off everything. And to me, that's what I hear with the Rhine cable here. Like I said, if you want a more in-depth dive into the sonic qualities of this cable, check out the written review. Now, I thought this isn't going to be a real comparison, but I just wanted to sort of show you the difference between the Rhine and another cable. This is the DD Hi-Fi Nix Pro cable. This one is actually costs more. It's just over $100 more expensive than the Rhine. You can see already it doesn't sit as well as the Rhine does. It's a bit stiffer, it's not as supple, and it doesn't handle quite as well. It is a lovely cable, it's fantastic. This one also has modular connectors. They don't require a screwdriver, which I appreciate. It's a bit easier to swap the connectors out. And furthermore, it has a modular termination, which you can swap out as well. But in terms of the outer sheath and the handling, I much prefer the Rhine here. So at the moment, this is sort of my daily pick for 2-pin duties. And if I need an MMCX, then I will pull out the Nix Pro. But yeah, I know that's not really a proper comparison, but I just wanted to show you something. But anyway, that is the Zikman Audio Rhine cable, and I really like it. If you are looking for something, you know, a lot of people don't get the idea of these prestige or premium audiophile cables. Whether you believe they change the sound or not, that's going to be up to you. I believe they do. But apart from that, it's just the usability or the satisfaction you get from using them. Like, how many people buy a supercar and leave it stock standard? You know, a lot of them will spend a bit extra to get a carbon fiber panels on there or something like that. That's kind of how I look at these upgrade cables. If you've got already a really nice IEM, or probably more likely a collection of nice IEMs, and you just want something to complement one or all of them, then a cable is just a great way to go about it. And I think I will leave it at that. So thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, Pa Family Audiophile style. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button before you go. And until next time, I'll see you later.